Hey guys, welcome back to Bake Me Happy. This week we're going to be making sports ball cupcakes for Father's Day. So we're going to be making a tennis ball, a cricket ball and a basketball. So what I've got here is some green fondant, some red fondant and some orange fondant. You can either store buy the pre-coloured fondant or you can colour yourself. I've been colouring it myself all afternoon. So I'm going to start with my red fondant and I'm going to roll it out into a large circle, about half a centimetre thick. So we want it quite thin. And then I'm going to roll the rest of them out and then we'll come back and I'll tell you what to do next. So I've rolled all my fondant out here and you can see that it's about half a centimetre thick. So what I've got here is my cupcakes that I'm using. I'm using a chocolate cupcake recipe that I really like. It's actually the one that I used in my peanut butter swirl cupcake recipe a couple of weeks ago. So you can find that there and just omit all the peanut butter stuff. So what I've done is I found a glass that's just a little bit larger than the top of the cupcake. And I'm going to put that on top of my fondant. I'm going to use a knife and just cut around it. Obviously, if you have a circle cutter, you can just use the circle cutter. But I found that a glass works pretty well. So you can see that that's going to fit right there. So I'm going to cut out 6 more because I have 21 cupcakes and we're doing 3 different colours. But of course, you need to make it to as many cupcakes as you need. Okay, so we've got all of the discs cut out here. We've got 7 of each colour. And we're going to start with the tennis ball. So what I've got here is just some plain vanilla buttercream. You can use whatever icing you want underneath it, whatever your dad likes. Maybe cream cheese frosting or something. So what I'm going to do is just put a little bit in there. And I'm trying to centre it a bit so that when we put this on, we have a bit of room to like move it around. So you can see here I've got my white cut up into strips. And I'm going to use that to be the edge of the tennis ball. So what I'm doing here is just pushing it down and I'm going to pull it down to the edges, and this is rounding it off a little bit to make it look a bit more like a ball. And you can continue to move that with your fingers until you're happy with the shape that it's made. So I'm pretty happy with that there. I might just push it down the edges a little bit more. Alright, so I've got a little bit of water here and a paintbrush that I only use for food. And what I'm going to do now is select out of the strips that I've cut the thinner areas. And then I'm just going to use a pizza cutter and cut that to size. And then basically what we're going to do, you're going to have to move it with your hands a little bit. And we're going to make it into the 2 straps that we get on a tennis ball. So what you're going to do is get some water and put it on the back of the fondant. Not too much, otherwise it will slide around, but enough to make it adhere. This is the fiddly bit. Alright, and then we just push it down. And with the water, you have a little bit of time to move it into the shape that you want and a shape that you're happy with. So I've got that there. And then I'm just going to use my pizza cutter again. Cut off the edge bits. And there we go. So I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. And I'm going to select a piece of fondant that's quite thin. And it's about the same size that we want there. So I'll cut that to size. Nope. And then I'm going to flip it over in my hand, put the water on the back. And then I'm going to put that on there, try to get it as symmetrical as possible. And then again, use a pizza cutter and cut off the excess. So there we've got our tennis ball. So I'm going to make the other 6 of these, and then I'll move on and show you how to make the cricket ball and the basketball. So now we're going to do the cricket ball, and I've got our leftover white fondant from before here, some water, my paintbrush that I used just before, and our cupcake. So what you're going to do for this one, we're going to put stitching on with the white fondant. So I'm going to put it in a circle, kind of like this, in 2 lines. So I'm going to pinch off the tiniest bit, roll it into a bit of a sausage, like this, get some water, put it on the edge, and then stick it on. So I'm going to do that all across, and then I'll come back and show you. Alright, so here we've got the finished cricket ball. You can see I've just gone through with a toothpick and put down the center of the stitches, just some dots to make it look like the separation that they have in the half of the cricket ball. So now we're going to move on to the basketball. So I've got my writing icing here, and what I'm going to start by doing is drawing a line straight down the center of the ball. Alright, so I'm going to do 2 half circles exactly like we did the tennis ball on either side. And then a line straight down here as well. Now we've got our basketball. Alright, so here I've just made a few of the many designs that you could make. You could obviously make a baseball or an American football, an Australian football. It's really up to you. These are just a basis for your ideas. Thanks very much for watching Bake Me Happy this week. I really hope you've enjoyed this video. If you want to see more from me, hit subscribe, like this video, comment down below what you'd like to see. All my Instagram and my Twitter and my Facebook links will be down below, and I'll see you next time. Bye.